Hi, you guys. So, I have a request to channel Aphrodite. She's the goddess of love from Greek mythology. And the topic they wanted me to explore is sacred sexuality. So, I'm going to relax here and we'll get connected and see what Aphrodite has to say about this, okay? So, I'm just relaxing my energy field right now. I'm communicating with the infinite universe. Everything's very peaceful, it's very quiet. There's no loud jump to connect with me, like bam, in my face. It's just very quiet and peaceful. There's something really soft, like rose petals, the really intense, rich red color. And what is the experience of lots and lots and lots of rose petals on the floor, but actually walking on rose petals, showing me what is something like rose petals and a warm bath. But more than that, it feels like crystals are involved, or bath salts, candles, things to enhance the vibration or experience. So it's not just taking a bath, but it's actually connecting with the frequency of love and self healing. But it's also connecting with something a little bit more special. And we don't do this for ourselves very often, she says. She shows me the ugly bathtubs here in the United States. You have a shower and a tub. She says they're ugly. They, as in, they're not enticing the senses. They aren't connecting deeply to an emotional vein within you that is creating an intimate frequency or a sensual side of yourself. She shows me the ugliness of the way that our society is built or constructed, has lost the divine essence of beauty, which is like garden beauty, beauty of art, beauty of culture, as in like the way that we express ourselves through creativity. We aren't. And creativity brings out the sensual side of ourselves. It also brings out creativity, daydreamers, lovers, a longing to express love in a beautiful space like a garden, where there's a beautiful pond or fountain. There's other reflections of love around, beautiful statues and things of this kind. She keeps showing me again this ugly bathroom. But to me, it's like, well, all bathrooms look like that. There's like a toilet and a sink, and there's a regular old tub with a shower, like, a shower curtain. We try to fancy it up by finding a cool shower curtain. Like, that's pretty much what all the bathrooms look like. She's like, ugh, gross. This does not invigorate my senses. She shows me what is something more sensual, as in the experience of the bathroom, as in the tub, the way the space where you purify your body with water. It should be a reflection of sacredness, holiness, love making, sensuality, but instead is a reflection of something ugly and dull. And she says that sexual experiences are also a reflection of the society in which we choose to experience. So, a society that is not expressing itself creatively, is hiding the beautiful nature, or doesn't care about the nature, just wants to build more buildings, or isn't thinking about how to bring out the best within the people of the community by the way that the society is constructed, so to speak, architecturally designed, all of this stuff. It doesn't bring out pleasure within people. She says Walmart does not bring out pleasure within people. She shows me aspects of driving down the street, ugly, 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 ugly. Where are the rose bushes and the flowers and the flowering trees and the fruit trees? Where are the grasses? She shows me that you could have a community just like today, but you could build it into nature. So nature is number one, and then community builds into nature, and the nature energy actually heals, resonates, brings out the intimate sides of ourselves, and we're inspired then through these beautiful natural frequencies of love, to create more love in everything, in our homes, in our bathrooms, in our bedrooms, in our offices, and everything. She says, when we put love or build love into everything, we're building it within ourselves. But when we want to share it with the community feels loved and supported, and now the community is wanting to share it back. She shows me a world where we lock the door because we don't trust anybody. We don't feel our children are safe outside to play. She says that is because we don't feel that our role is supporting those in the community, and those in the community are supporting us in return. We really don't feel like the community really gives a shit about us. She's talking about the level in which we feel enriched, loved, nurtured by the community, by the people in the community, and by ourselves giving back to the community. She shows me a time when the community worked together to feed each other, to help raise each other's kids or watch over kids. Kids were able to play outside and roam the fields and go into the woods, and nobody was afraid for them. Kids were taught the trades of their parents. There is some sort of respect or reverence or just natural balance that a community shared, that brought out more of a peaceful, balanced nature within, and allowed the kids to grow up in a state where they felt secure and safe and protected and full of love and connected with nature too. She's changing the conversation. It feels like things are becoming different. So just a moment here. Totally new energy. It's just, so what does this feel like? It feels like an energy block in someone's spiritual atmosphere, for instance, like a hard wall kind of thing. So we have like an egg shape around us. I actually do experience what is an aura or energy field, but your energy field is so dynamic. Like there's that, but there's so many layers to you. There's so much to you. In your mental body, in the way you speak, in the way you share your heart, your emotions, all that stuff, your sexuality, if you're grounded or not grounded. But even amidst what would be the chakras, you could go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, even into one chakra. And you find past lives and timelines and all this stuff. This is all in your aura, but it's all your spirit, really, too. So it's all your spiritual atmosphere. It's all that you are. It's connected with all of this. And she's showing me like a really strange, like really hard wall, but what would be, we have this much space, and then the wall is like right over here, so half of it is a weird wall. It feels more like drywall than like a brick. It feels like there's insulation on the other side. It's awkward. It's very awkward looking, and I can't make out what it's supposed to be or what is it trying to be. It's very strange. All this side is open and free-flowing air, but this side has a really awkward, disturbing looking, what you would define as a wall is only like 2 feet, and then there's weird layers to it and like an insulation. So when I touch the insulation, it's like I get glass in my fingertips. It's yellow, it's puffy, it's strange. It feels like the experience is, it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. There's just no balance here. None of this makes any sense. She says, but how do you tear this wall down? Somebody defines this wall as valuable, that this wall is exactly how a wall should be. She shows me the inside of a wall in a house, and there's wiring behind the wall and insulation. There's wood, drywall. There's these parts that make up a wall, and this is good. This is, for me, the conversation is actually energetically exhausting. And I feel in my heart there's this constantly like this is ugly. This is not good. This is not vibrant. This is not bringing out the best in me. This is not romance. This is not creative. This is not nature. This is not connecting. This is not allowing the trees to show you how to build an extravagant home, and allowing nature then to work with nature. She's really obsessively looking at this wall. And so, because she's obsessively looking at this wall, I have to obsessively look at this wall. And I tell her, I'm like, well, Aphrodite, this is like walls here. I mean, this works. This actually does work. It keeps the temperature balanced inside and outside the home. It hides the electrical wire. Like this does work. So, but she's showing you the ugly bathroom as well. She says this works. This also works. But this doesn't work. She says, if you're actually wanting to experience what is a higher frequency of intimacy, an intimate frequency, you don't create this. You don't create this ugly wall. You don't create this stuff. This stuff is a reflection of what is a dismal, pukey, barfy frequency. She shows me, you have an imagination? Can't you creatively design something that is so beautiful, unlike anything anybody has ever seen before, and want to take building architecture to a whole new level and actually intertwine intimacy into the frequency of the architectural style? And we're talking landscaping, we're talking all the rooms in the house, we're talking color on the walls, we're talking the construction of everything. Talking to her about my expectations was actually about human intimacy and connection. And I didn't anticipate that she would interconnect this with society, the way society looks, and the way our homes look, the way the bathroom looks. I did not expect that. But she's giving us a really good feel for what frequency we are creating here, what frequency we are choosing to accept as good enough. But she's saying intimacy, to raise the intimacy level of human beings on the planet, you have to raise the intimacy level of your architecture and of your gardens and of the way that you're choosing to design the society that you're living in, the community. But everybody participates in the community. So everybody gets to know each other or feels safer. There's something about community help on all levels. Community help for kids, community help for landscaping all over the community, community help for architectural design, and community help for everything, and to give jobs to people in the community specifically for the community. She shows me communities with really super tall buildings. Wells Fargo. And this is a really tall corporate building, but it's not for the community. It's for America, but a lot of people in America can't stand Wells Fargo. But yet people work there. And this giant building is not supporting the community. It's just a freaking huge building that is supporting Wells Fargo and Wells Fargo's dream to make more money, like a lot of big corporations. But she's saying intimacy is loving your neighbor, is caring about people you don't even know, is solving an issue with helping people being able to afford medical coverage, helping kids who want a college education and their parents can't afford it, and the community creates a college fund for all the kids in that community. She says this creates bond, creates connection, and raises the sexual frequency amongst soul-connected souls. But she says sexual frequency is not just necessarily about sex. It's also about love. That is sort of a subliminal love, but we experience it and it enriches us, and we don't even know that it is happening. But it starts with community. It starts with the way that we want to feel a part of each other's lives, or to close the door and lock it and don't let anybody in. She says this is a physical action, but it's also an emotional action too. It's also a sexual action. She doesn't want, I mean, she really doesn't want to talk about sexuality. As in, that surprises me. But I was exploring, I was sharing images of two lovers making love. But she doesn't want to explore that with me in this conversation. She wants to talk about something else. I'm just gonna wait a moment. There's like some sort of energy shift going on here. So there's a translation. There's a new message coming. There's a sad frequency she's sharing with me about, it feels like people are lost today, and people feel lost today, and people who are lost, who feel lost, what does their intimate vibration feel like? But she's not going to talk about sexuality specifically. She's going to talk about the feeling of feeling lost. And where does that come from exactly? That you would feel lost. She's showing me amongst this frequency is hopelessness. I'm out of ideas. But also there's just no passion. There's no inspiration. There's no real understanding of how to overcome thyself in order to conquer life itself. And so just feeling withdrawn and lost. And just not, it's like giving up. It's like totally giving up without even trying, kind of thing, is the way it feels. She says there are people in this world, Abbey, who feel lost and they don't know how to try. They don't even know how to. They feel lost, but they go through the routine and they go home. They feel lost at home. They turn on the TV. They just go through life and it doesn't feel fruitful. It doesn't feel thriving, but they don't know what else to do. So they just keep going through the routine and they ask themselves, am I depressed? What is wrong with my life? How come I don't feel happier than this? How come this is what all that life is about? But she tells me this is all that they are. This is them. This is these types of people. She's showing me this because I'm somebody I will conquer, and then I will conquer, and then I will conquer, and I will keep exploring myself. I will keep asking myself. I will keep healing myself. I will keep saying, what else? What else? What else? What else can I do to become a better person? What else can I do to heal myself more so I can heal others better? What else can I do? What else can I do? I already see the structure of the world. I already know this stuff, but I'm trying to get the message out so other people could see it too. But she's really focusing on people who don't have what is a bell ringer inside them, and their frequency stays basically asleep, living their entire life asleep. There's no essence of I feel sorry for them. There's no essence of let's help them. There's only her seeing this. That's it. She just sees this, and she just wants you to see this too. Okay, she's talking to me right now. She asks me how, Abbey, once the seed has been planted, how do you plant it over again? She shows me a person who feels lost in this type of category of personality as a seed. And the seed then is grown into this person. But this person, how do we plant them and regrow them? How do we do that? Or do we just simply let them just live out the rest of their life and die? There's no sadness about this. It's literally they're just getting perspective. We're just examining this and we're just thinking about it. That's it. I tell Aphrodite, I say, that's why I'm here. I'm here to share a message. I'm here to plant a seed within this seed. So this seed is grown into this person, but this person needs an opportunity, needs something to cross their path. So their diverted attention gives them new information. New information then is the seed that transforms their heart or their emotions or their psyche, their perspective on things, and gives them a new opportunity to grow differently. And I feel like this happens for all of us many, many times throughout our life, where a new seed is planted within us and we choose to grow differently. Or we choose to get frustrated with the way we've been growing, but we don't want to plant a new seed because planting new seeds means changing. She says that these ones won't ever change and they won't actually ever hear it or see it. And they're stuck in a frequency where they'll never be able to get out of it. So they're basically like dead living people, like people asleep. They're literally people asleep, and they won't ever hear it or understand it or grasp it. But she says the best way to plant a seed in their heart is for those who are different, as in those who are inspired, those who are feeling the vibes, who are ready to participate in cleaning up the mess over the last thousands of years, to do things differently. We can start in the community. Now we start in the community and we bring those seeds into their life through the flowers, through the gardens we're planting, through the change in the way the terrain looks. She says these people are also your brothers and sisters. She says we have to choose to help everybody, no matter whether they want to help themselves or not. We have to somehow participate because the collective is a oneness. It's not just a couple individuals, it's everybody. So there's some of you some of the collective that just won't ever get it. They just won't. And so they'll get it through the gift of generations and children who are raised in a more vibrant intimacy related society, intimacy, frequency, or connected society, in the way that we are sharing creativity and adoring each other's creativity. We're talking about artists who get really popular and artists who are never heard about. And we're not just talking about like actual paintings. We're talking about music too. Music that is expressed that you'll never hear on the radio, and there's millions and millions and millions of songs, and they're amazing, they're beautiful songs, but for whatever reason the radio station just says, but that's not the corporate music, that's not the club, the millionaires, billionaires club. We have to support their choice of music before we support what is, people coming out of the woodwork and wanting to express their energy, to alter perspective or give perspective in a new way, and a more positive way, even a way that has depth and meaning, intimacy in the way that it is expressed vocally, expressed heartfelt. So music that is, when it's sung or when it's expressed, there's so much heart that goes into it. That energy in the music is heard by everybody and actually becomes healing medicine. And then the healing medicine returns and we feel like we are all growing. She says now we're watering these seeds and we're helping them to grow out of the sleeping frequency. Some of you aren't asleep. But what are you doing to get yourself out there to help water the seeds that are? You already know you're awake. You already know you're seeing stuff. Participate somehow, some way. Share your creativity. Make it a beautiful world. She feels very satisfied with the message. She actually takes like a deep breath in, like, I'm proud of myself. This is a good message for today. I think this message is going to be appreciated. She's really really just relaxed and understanding, and not forcing, not like really whoa love, and an intimate connection between two bodies, but showing us intimacy on another level. And it's beautiful, and she feels beautiful about the way that she is sharing the message. She likes it to be a little bit different. And that's the way that she's speaking. Even it's like I like to give people another side of myself, because it's not just like a sexy soap opera with me. It's actually deep, and it's wise, and it has perspective about intimacy on another level. I'm not just a sexy woman, I'm actually a wise woman, and I understand about the value of love on different levels. So it's she she's telling me. So I made a video channeling Nikola Tesla, and he was talking about, he loves being the spirit of invention energy. And if any inventors are out there, welcome his spirit, his spark, to enter into your creativity, and to allow him to give you ideas. And she's also kind of smiling at me about this, because she is saying, if you ever want my impression or my opinion or my inspiration with anything having to do with love, it has to do with, she's talking about earth-made fibers, like creating clothes out of hemp, or she's talking about creating like shampoos out of hemp, or essential oils, or bath salts, Etsy type products even. Really wanting to bring it back to the people, not the corporations, but the people, and teaching the people how to start over again, and how to start over again in their community, and start caring about the community they are choosing to live in. If you really don't feel the vibe with your community, then explore one that really gets the vibe going for you, and then choose that community and plant roots there, and express your love there, express your creativity there, express you there, and allow that version of you to become integrated into the community, and to be a gift that is raising the vibrations of others, and allowing others to feel safe and supported, children and adults, because that's what community is all about. So that's what she says. She's quickly showing me images about plants. If you have a green thumb, she would love to help you with anything having to do with plant life, landscaping, the growing of seeds, because you water them with love, she says. And she would love if you would welcome Aphrodite into the soils in your garden, to be her energy, to be like a special blanket of love to nurture those seeds, and to help them grow more vibrantly and more healthy and more revitalizing for your body. She would really love to also participate in that. That's what she's saying. All right, that's all I have to say for this channeled message. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the side of Aphrodite. I didn't expect it, but I'll be thinking about this one for a while. So if any of you are interested in exploring a psychic session with me, please visit me at my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. You can also find me on Patreon, also at Abbey Normal's Wisdom Quest. So thank you all for watching, and I wish you all a wonderful day.